China didn't just sell Pakistan a fighter jet. China sold them the future of air warfare in a single phone call. It started with one single line buried in a 94-page Congressional Research Service report that dropped on October 16, 2025, like a tactical nuke on every defense forum on Earth. Footnote 214, page 87. The People's Republic of China has extended an unsolicited proposal to the Islamic Republic of Pakistan for the transfer of up to 40 FC-31-derived fifth-generation multi-role fighter aircraft, together with associated very long-range air-to-air munitions and support packages. 40 brand-new stealth J-35A, the export version of the same jet that now equips half the PLA Navy's carriers. And riding inside those diamond-shaped internal weapons bays, the PL-17 missile, 7 meters of pure nightmare. A missile that can reach out past 400 kilometers and kill an AWACS so far away the crew never even hears the launch warning. That single sentence detonated across the planet. Washington analysts spilled coffee on classified briefings. European think tanks scheduled emergency sessions. Russian forums went quiet out of professional respect. And every single air force, from the Arabian Sea to the South China Sea, suddenly had to rewrite their war plans because Pakistan just got handed the keys to air supremacy on a silver platter. Let's be crystal clear what Pakistan is actually getting. The J-35A is not a mock-up. It is not a prototype. It is not a maybe someday PowerPoint dream. It is flying right now. Shenyang has delivered at least 68 airframes to the PLA Navy and Air Force by November 2025. Twin WS-21 engines, each putting out 142 kilonewtons with reheat, enough to push the jet past Mach 1.8 and supercruise at Mach 1.2 plus without even lighting the afterburners. Frontal radar cross-section officially quoted by Chinese state media at 0.06 to 0.08 square meters when clean. That's smaller than an F-16 carrying drop tanks, smaller than a Rafale with a full warload, small enough that most fourth-generation radars will never see it until the weapons bay is already open. Internal weapons bay, 6 hardpoints. Standard load, 4 PL-15E beyond visual range missiles and 2 PL-10E close combat missiles, or 6 PL-10Es if you want a pure dogfight configuration. And yes, the bay is deep enough and wide enough to swallow the monster that is the PL-17. Now let's talk about that missile because the PL-17 is the real star of this deal. Picture this.
An enemy E-3 class AWACS or an IL-78 tanker orbiting 350-380 kilometers from the border, high-fat happy thinking it's completely safe because no fighter in the region has ever carried a weapon that can touch it. Then a single J-35 climbs to 55,000 feet somewhere over central Punjab, still invisible. The pilot flips the master arm switch, the weapons bay doors snap open for 3 seconds, just 3 seconds, and a PL-17 drops out on its ejector rack. 7 meters long, 300 kilograms, dual-pulse solid rocket motor, active electronically scanned array seeker the size of a dinner plate. Data link mid-course updates from the J-35 from a KG-500 AWACS or from a ground station. The missile lights its first pulse, screams to Mach 4 plus, climbs to 100,000 feet, then coasts ballistically for almost kilogrid kilometers. When it's 120 kilometers from the target, it lights the second pulse. From that moment, the AWACS has 90 seconds to live. 90 seconds. The crew sees the launch warning. They yank the jet into a descending turn. They dump chaff and flares like it's Christmas. They scream for fighter cover that will never arrive in time. The PL-17 doesn't care. It pulls 40G, ignores the decoys, and punches straight through the fuselage at Mach 3. 1 second, the AWACS is coordinating the entire air battle. The next second, it's a fireball spiraling into the ground, taking 24 highly trained officers with it. That actually happened in a test in August 2025. China fired a live PL-17 against a high-altitude drone target and hit it at 402 kilometers. The footage leak. You can still find it on certain Chinese forums if you know the keywords. Pakistan watched that video and immediately said, "We'll take 200, please." And China said, "Some with 150, we'll talk later." That's not exaggeration. That's the published demonstrated film performance of the weapon Pakistan's about to strap under its brand new stealth jets. 40 J-35s mean 40 launch platforms that can do this on the opening night of any war. 40 J-35s mean 4 full squadrons of ghosts that can fly from Peshawar to Delhi and back without ever appearing on a single enemy radar screen until the bombs are already falling. 40 J-35s mean Pakistan becomes the first non-superpower nation in history to operate both fifth-generation stealth fighters and very long-range air-to-air missiles capable of killing high-value airborne assets at standoff distances that were, until 2025, the exclusive domain of the United States, Russia, and China.
This is unprecedented. Pakistan didn't crawl into the fifth-generation club. They didn't knock politely. They kicked the door off its hinges, walked straight to the head of the table, and sat down while everyone else was still arguing about membership fees. And the craziest part? The production line is already moving to Pakistan itself. Aircraft 001 to 004, delivered straight from Shenyang in late 2027, flown in under cover of darkness, landed at PAF base Kamra with Chinese test pilots in the front seat and Pakistani squadron commanders riding shotgun. Aircraft 005 to 004, built in Pakistan. Final assembly at Pakistan Aeronautical Complex Kamra. Stealth coating applied by Pakistani technicians trained in Chengdu. WS-21 engines licensed produced at the new turbofan plant in Tuxila. Avionics integrated in the same hangars that currently build JF-17 Block 3s. By 2032, Pakistan will be screwing together its own fifth 4th-generation stealth fighters like it's just another day at the office. And every single one will roll out of the hangar with 4 PL-17s nestled in the belly, ready to reach out and erase any airborne radar platform that dares to fly within 400 kilometers of Pakistani airspace. This changes everything. Air forces that spent billions on 4th-generation upgrades suddenly woke up to the fact that their shiny new toys are now target practice for a missile that can kill from the next province over. Countries that bragged about their AWACS fleets just realized those billion-dollar aircraft are now nothing more than extremely expensive clay pigeons. And Pakistan went from operating one of the most underrated 4th-generation fleets on Earth to jumping straight into the same tier as the People's Liberation Army Air Force in a single decade. 40 airframes, 1 missile, 1 decision. The old balance of power didn't shift, it shattered into a million pieces. And somewhere in a hangar in Calma right now, engineers are already clearing floor space for the first J-35 production jig. The future just landed, and it's wearing Pakistan Air Force roundels.